So 3 dice on a 4+, it's D3 mortal wounds. 3 6s. These dice are loving me today, Rich, aren't they? They are loving me. They definitely know it's my birthday.
Necrons!
Nick speaking, and welcome to this battle report. Right, a special one for you today. It is my birthday, and we are playing an old 4th edition mission, my favourite mission of all time, the rescue mission. And not only that, I'm playing my 3rd edition Necron list. I'm here with Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I'm looking forward to today. And you have your Space Wolves, right?
Yes, I brought the puppies out.
Excellent. So, I cannot wait. Let us find out more about this mission. Okay, so we are going full old school here. We've got a 4x6 table. It's going to be a Dawn of War deployment, so long table edges, 12 inches up on each side. We've got 6 objectives, and these objectives have a number underneath, so you've got 1 to 6, and we're going to randomly place these on the table, taking it in turns, no more than 12 inches from each other and more than 6 inches away from the table edge. We are then going to roll a dice, and whatever dice we roll, that number is the objective that we need to find. You can walk on the objective with troops, bikes, infantry, anything basically except for vehicles and monsters. They can't upturn the objective. If you upturn the objective and the number is not on the dice, then that objective is disregarded. However, if you turn it up and it is the number, you are holding on to the objective. The idea is to be holding that at the end of the game. It's 10 points if you're holding it at the end. We are going to play 3 basic secondaries. We're going to play Grind Them Down, Assassination, and Behind Enemy Lines from the main core rulebook. Sounds like fun to me. Okay, Rich, let's have a look at the Space Wolves.
I'm headed up by Arjak Rockfist. Then I've got Nihal Stormcaller. Then I've got a Chaplain on bike. Then I've got 3 sets of Blood Claws, a set of Infiltrators, a set of Termies. They've all got lightning claws. Originally modelled them, it was that best way that way. 2 sets of Outriders, a set of
Mission.
set of Thunderwolf Cavalry, 2 sets of Long Fangs.
Okay, what are the Long Fangs holding?
They're 2 las cannons, plasma cannon, and a missile launcher. Right. And the sergeant has a plasma pistol.
Okay.
And then the Stormfang, the smaller one, it's got the Hellfrost Destructor, the las cannons, and the Skyhammer missiles.
Excellent. Right, so let's find out what the Necrons are playing. Okay, here is my Arcs of Omen 2000 point 3rd edition list. We are in the Saltec Dynasty. Gives me reroll to morale and rapid fire at 18 inches. We've got Conquering Tyrant as our all-game protocol, plus 3-inch aura and fall back and shoot. We've got a Locust Lord heading up the force there. He is my warlord, and he's got Hyperlogical Strategist to gain back CPs on a 5+. He's also got the Void Reaper Relic. We then have a normal lord with a Staff of Light, and he's holding the Resurrection Orb, and he's got the Veil of Darkness Relic. We then have 2 units of 20 warriors with Gauss Flayers. And then in the elite slots we've got the classic Nightbringer, and then 5 Flayed ones, and 10 Necron Pariah. Well, okay, Lich Guard with Warsai. In the fast attack slots we've got 2 units of 4 Scarabs, and 1 unit of 6 Wraiths with Claws. We then have 3 Locust Heavy Destroyers with Gauss Destructors in the heavy support slot. And then, as our Lord of War in this game, we've got a Monolith with, of course, the Gauss Flux Arcs, because I'm playing the old model and we're playing old rules. And that comes in at 2,000 points exactly and leaves me with 3 CPs. Okay, we've randomly placed our objectives. We've got 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 in the middle here, 1 over there, and 1 behind there. We're going to find out now which number objective we are looking for. And number 1. Right, we are down. So for reference, my Nightbringer has Antimatter Meteor for his first power, and then of course he's got Gaze of Death. And we have deployed, we've got the Scarabs and Nightbringer here with the Wraiths, the Heavy Destroyers and Destroyer Lord, Locust Lord is now called. We've got the 2 units of Warriors here and the Lord, and some Scarabs over this side. Richard has his Blade Guards and some Stormclaws over here. 2 units of Longfangs with the Stormcaller, Fenrisian Wolves, more Blood Wolves, the Bikes, the Cavalry, and more Bikes, more Stormclaws. And these guys have infiltrated here, and I can't deep strike within 12 inches of them. Now, in terms of the objectives, you pick the objective up by standing on it, and then it flips over. If you find the actual objective we're looking for, number 1, then you hold that objective, that piece of relic, and then you can only move 6 inches with it. So if you pick it up with, let's say, the Wraiths, and they hold it, they can only move 6 inches, otherwise they drop it. So that is how it happens, and we are going to play old school, so it's going to be a roll off, and then whoever wins can choose to go first or second.
And then also still.
Yes. Here we go. Richard gets a 6 with his devil dice.
Well,
Nothing ever changes, does it?
Well, I'm definitely going first.
You're going first. Okay, now obviously this is quite interesting because it's a case of, do you pick up the scanner and find out where the objective is early in the game, or do you hold off, try to control a few at the back and hope you are holding that number 1? Let's find out what Richard does as we move in to Space Wolves, turn 1. Okay, end of the movement phase for the Space Wolves, and Richard, being Richard, went straight for it and upturned all 3 of the markers in his deployment side, and none of them were the number 1. We had a 2, 3 and 5, which means it's either going to be this counter, or this lonely one here. Right, he then did some moving, just some jiggling around really behind the terrain. We've got the Wolves just here, we've got the Bikes coming up over here. To be fair, this objective I'm really hoping is not this one, because look at those long fangs. How am I going to survive that? Okay, well, we'll continue as we move in to the Psychic phase. Right, the Stormcaller is going to call a storm to give his units within 6 inches a light cover save.
Goes off.
Goes off?
On the 7, yeah.
Okay. Okay, shooting phase. There's only 1 gun that can shoot. Everything else is hidden from cover. So Richard is just about to shoot whatever gun it is. What is it, Rich?
It's a Marksman Bolt Carbine. 1 shot because I'm not in rapid fire range.
Okay, at the Warriors, I assume?
Yeah, hitting on 3s. God.
3s, I know. Not used to that, are you?
And I miss. And that's it.
Okay, so that's the end of Space Wolves turn 1. For reference, this game is 6 turns. So here we go. Necrons, turn 1. Okay, Necrons, turn 1. All game protocol, by the way, was plus 1 inch movement. I've moved the Warriors forward here on both sides. I haven't picked up the objective. We've got the Locust Destroyers just here, eyeing up these guys here. You can just about see them, along with the Wraiths pushing forward here, and the Nightbringer. So it's end of movement phase. Let's find out if we can use some of these powers of the Catan. Okay, Antimatter Meteor. We're going to roll a dice. On a 3 to 5, it's 3 mortal wounds, and on a 6, it's D3 plus 3. Here we go. There we go, 3 mortal wounds.
On this.
On that unit there, yeah, it's the only unit that's, well, it's the closest unit and visible. They have 2 wounds each, do they?
Actually, they do, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, next I'm going to shoot the 3 heavy destroyers at these as well, because it's pretty much the only thing I can see at the moment with them. So here we go. We need 3s. Re-rolling the 1s, thank God. So 2 go through.
3.
Yeah. Re-rolling the 1s
Toughness
as well. Don't need it. There we go. -4.
Then no save.
No save. So the first one does this amount of damage.
So that's that one dead.
Yep. And the second one.
Is that
Yep.
one dead?
Okay. Right, next I'm going to shoot this blob of warriors. They have the reroll 1s from the Lord. I'm going to shoot at the Thunderwolf Cavalry. They of course are toughness 5. I'm only strength 4. I am in rapid fire range though, which is useful thanks to my dynasty. I've used a stratagem to auto wound on 6s, and I didn't get my CP pack from my hypological strategist. So here we go then. So we need 3s, re-rolling the 1s, looking for 6s. Let's take the 1s out.
And I'll take the 6s.
Okay.
2 6s, 3 6s, and then you've got a couple of 1s here as well.
Yeah. So let's re-roll these.
And 2s definitely miss.
Get another 6.
So
And those miss. There you go.
and yeah, just over another, and that's
Yeah.
it.
And then we need 5s. Right, 5s to wound.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So 14 in total.
Okay, that's a -1. Alright, here we go. 3+ save from the Storm Shields. How many wounds have they got?
One's taken 3 and 4 wounds each.
Okay. Okay, so the next warriors are going to shoot at the Fenrisian Wolves. No bonuses of any description here, so we need 3s. 1 cocked dice. Does hit. And then strength 4, toughness 4, so 4s.
Oh, that's nice.
So not a bad roll. And they're at -1 AP. Is it a 6+ save on those wolves?
Yeah, it would be. It's because it's -1. It would go to 7, but light cover gives it to
Yep.
6. I don't know. Yeah, it's dead. Unit dead.
Unit dead. Right, the Wraiths have declared a charge onto the bikes. Richard is going to overwatch. Got 24 dice coming in. Let's see what he can do. 6s.
I do.
Yep.
Now 5s. 2. -1.
-1, right. So we have 2 4-up invulnerable saves. We saved one of them.
1 takes a wound.
Right, 6-inch charge. We get in with 10 inches. Okay, Richard used his stratagem to heroically intervene with the Thunderwolf Cavalry, so I really am in assault now, and I'm of course hitting the bikes. So here we go. We need 4s on these guys. Let's take out the misses. And then we are strength 6, so it's going to be 3s, I'm assuming.
Yeah, toughness 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3s.
Not a good roll. Okay, -2.
So it should be 5s, I think. Just double check. 5s, yeah.
7.
2, 4, 6, 7. 1. So
2 damage each they are.
that'll kill 1. That'll kill 2. That'll kill all 3.
All 3 dead, yep. Right, and now the Thunderwolf Cavalry to, well, get some revenge. Right, a big handful of dice for Rich. I think this might hurt.
All hitting on 3s. 1s and 2s. Miss.
Okay, so it's 4s on the purple.
Everything else is 3.
Right. Look at that devil dice there, a 6.
He is consistent with those
You can
sixes.
tell me. You can tell me.
So, they're minus. Yeah, they're minus 2, 1 damage. They're minus 3. I think they're minus 3.
Let's do these 3 then. So these are on full ups. I make 2 of them, so that's 1 wound.
Yeah, so one's already a wound, and so he's down to 2.
Yep.
And these are minus 2.
What's that, 8 there, is it?
3, 6, 8, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so these are my 4 up again. So I fell with 4 of them.
So 4 die.
Right, 3 damage each, yeah?
Yeah, straight 3 damage.
Okay, so we go to RP. We get 1, nearly 2, but only 1 back up. Okay, morale phase done. Nobody lost anything for morale, and that is the end of turn 1. I did score 3 points for grind them down. I killed 2 units to Richard's none. And that's it. We're going to move into turn 2 for the Space Wolves. Richard has his reserves. My turn 2 protocol is Vengeful Stars, so I'm going to go for an extra AP on 6s to wound. Let's do it. Alright, turn 2, Richard is on the attack. These guys moving here, and then these guys deep striking in. Nahal has stood on the objective, and it's number 1. So he now has the relic that we are trying to fight over. Got the Terminators there, these bikes coming up over here. Over this side, the Thunderwolf Cavalry fell back, and we've got these 2 dudes moving up there. And the Stormfang gunship, whatever it's called, is that right, Stormfang?
Stormfang.
Yeah, has deep striked there. So we're going to move into the psychic and shooting phase. Right, in the psychic phase, the Stormcaller gave these hard to hit and a cover save. And then everything proceeded to shoot at my Wraiths. I lost 2 Wraiths. I rolled pretty well with my saves, to be fair. And then we had the gunship here shooting into my Wraiths, killed a Wraith, but I got my RP back, so still 2 Wraiths left. The Catan saved his big gun that came in, which was a D6 damage one, but I did have to use a CP to re-roll it. And then I lost 6 warriors here from shooting from the bikes, but 4 of them got back up with RP thanks to re-rolling the 1s. I did take them from the front, making this assault slightly harder. However, it's still a 6-inch charge, and Richard has just got in. We're now moving on to this big assault, because taking the warriors off has made it quite a big assault. It's a 10-inch assault. I may overwatch with these first, so we'll come back to that. Let's see if he actually gets in with these Terminators. No. Okay, I did overwatch, I did nothing. And then these guys, of course, have come in. Also, this chaplain got a massive 11-inch charge. He also managed to get in. Now, in terms of my regaining the CPs, so far I haven't gained 1. So we'll see if that changes as we continue with this game. First, though, we've got to weather these 2 assaults. Right, assaults phase over, and thanks to some really good RP rolls, I survived very well. I only lost a couple of warriors. I did do 1 wound on this guy. I did no wounds on these. However, these have tagged this unit in the pile-in. I forgot to say earlier that the gunship over here did shoot my Locust Destroyer, and I had a 5+ save, and I saved pretty much all of the wounds apart from a couple that came through. So I'm down to 1 wound on this guy. So again, the Dice Guards, I think they may know it's my birthday today because I've been rolling really well. Over here, I did lose 1 Wraith. I was attacked by the Judicar and the Blood Corps. And that's it. So, we are going to move into turn 2 for the Necrons. Right, movement phase over. I brought the Monolith here. Really struggled to get it down, not only because of Richard's deployment, but because obviously it doesn't have the fly special rule, so it can't deploy in terrain, which is really annoying. So the best I could do was here. I then used the stratagem to bring the Lich Guard, stroke Pariah, out 3 inches. It gives me a 9-inch charge on the Stormcaller holding the objective there. I brought the Scarabs up over here as well. I fell back with the warriors here, brought the Destroyer Lord and the destroyers up there. Fell back with these warriors here as well, and then I moved the Scarabs up over here towards these two guys here. And the last thing that I did, no, second to last thing, was I moved the Nightbringer up over here. I did debate changing his power, but at the moment I'm not close enough. And then over here I deep striked with the flayed ones there, looking at assaulting those Longfangs, who are probably going to overwatch, but those Longfangs are horribly placed. The objective here, no terrain, my vulnerable units here. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Anyway, we need to assault Richard. We need to get in there. We need to get this objective, because that's what we are playing for. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, powers of the Catan went off. I killed 2 of the bikes, and then this guy left on 3 wounds. I used a stratagem to use another power, and I got times arrow. I needed a 4 to kill this guy, and I rolled a 3. Okay, so that was that. So now we're on to the shooting phase. Right, we are in the shooting phase. I shot the warriors here, rapid fire range at this guy, got him down to 4 wounds. I shot the monolith into the terminators. My D6 shot, I rolled a 1. I've only got 1 CP left, so I'm saving that CP for a re-roll charge over here. But I did kill 3 terminators. I'm now going to shoot the 3 Locust heavy destroyers at Arjac Fistface over there. So let's see if we can do it. Here we go. We need 3s, re-rolling the 1s, all in. Toughness 4, yeah? See, they're not orcs, are they? They're not orcs. Okay, well it's strength 10, so it will be 2s, re-rolling the 1s because of the Locust Lord. All in. -4.
Doesn't matter.
What saves you got?
3 up.
3 up in Von, yeah?
Yep.
1 goes through.
Oh,
No CPs left.
Oh, I have. I've got this one.
No, you used that earlier.
Did I?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
So he takes 1 lot.
Okay, so 3d3. How many wounds has he got?
Ooh, not many.
Not many. Let's see what we can get. 3, 4, 5.
Right, so.
Feel no pains?
Yeah. He's left with 2.
2 wounds left. Right, end of the shooting phase. I managed to kill Arjac Rockfist, yes. I basically shot him obviously with the heavy destroyers, and then I shot with the warriors. -1 to hit because I fell back, of course, and I split my attacks. I had 5 on the Terminators, did 1 wound, and then killed the last 2 wounds off of him. So he's dropped the objective, and we move in to the assault phase. Right, I got my Nightbringer in onto that bike. I charged the Pariah into this guy here, and we're now looking at the Wraiths, not Wraiths, the flayed ones, onto those Longfangs. Trying to reduce their shooting a bit, if I can. Here we go. We need a 9. Nope. I've got a CP to re-roll it. Nope. Do I get my CP back on a 5+? Nope. I haven't got 1 CP back all game. Right, just 1 assault left. I'm going to assault the Scarabs onto the 2 Terminators. I just rolled the dice, and that time I rolled a double 6. I think that's called Sod's Law. Right, end of Necron turn 2. So I killed the bike with the Lich Guard. The Nightbringer killed that bike over there. And then over here I did no damage on the Terminators. The Terminators killed 2 Scarabs. But I'm now on the Relic. And that was it. So we are now going to move in to turn 3 for the Space Wolves. Right, end of movement phase for the not orcs, your Space Wolves.
The Space Wolves, yes.
In my turn I actually got grind them down, so 3 points for killing more. I also got points for behind enemy lines, and 3 points for assassinate for killing this character. Right, so Richard has been moving. We've got these units here moving up towards my flayed ones. These did a massive advance because they can advance and charge, right? We've got the Stormfang up over there heading towards my Nightbringer. My protocol this turn is +1 to living metal. Right, let's continue with the psychic and shooting phase. Right, end of the shooting phase. I lost a wound on this Scarab, I lost a wound on the Wraith, I lost 3 wounds on the Nightbringer, mainly from this. I lost 2 of my heavy destroyers and 1 got back up. And then the Monolith took the Longfang guns and I survived pretty well. I only lost 4 wounds. However, we're now moving into the assault phase. Right, end of turn 3 for the Space Wolves. I lost a Scarab here and I took 1 wound off of these guys. Over here I lost 5 of my warriors and 2 came back up. I did no damage in return. I lost my Scarabs. I was assaulted by these guys here, and this Terminator is now standing on the objective. The Judicar assaulted my flayed one and killed him. Over here I was assaulted by 2 lots of blood claws, and my Wraith with some amazing and vulnerable savings saved everything. And then did I kill anything in return? No, I didn't. So yeah, no damage over there. Let's move in to Necrons, turn 3. Right, I got 2 wounds back on the Monolith from living metal. I've teleported the Lord and the Warriors over here. I fell back with the Warriors here, moved the Lich Guard over, and then the Monolith here. These guys have just stood still. And then we've got the Nightbringer making a play over here. I have changed his power. I've got Cosmic Fire now. I still need to move the Wraith. I'm going to fall back over there, Rich.
Yeah.
And then these are locked in combat. Alright, let's go on to the powers of the Catan. Okay, Cosmic Fire. I've got quite a few units in range. Starting off over there. So on a 4+, it's D3 mortal wounds. So on the Judicar, nope. And then on the Blade Guard, is it over there?
Yeah.
Yep, Blade Guard. Yep, so D3 mortal wounds. Takes 3.
So one's dead, I believe. I'll double check.
Yeah, no worries. On the Terminators, nope. On the other unit, a Blade Guard,
Nope.
nope. And then on the Thunderwolf Cavalry, yes. D3 mortal wounds, 1 mortal wound. Okay, now we're going for Gaze of Death. I'm going to go on these Blade Guard here. So 3 dice. On a 4+, it's D3 mortal wounds. 3 6s. These dice are loving me today, Rich, aren't they? They are loving me. They definitely know it's my birthday.
Saving their sales for you. Is it a mortal wound each, or is
D3 mortal wounds each, and I've just rolled 2 5s and a 6. Okay, well that worked out quite well. Right, I'm going to use my last CP to try and get another power. So let's see which power we get. Power 2.
Times arrow.
Times arrow again. Right, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to try and target this Judicar here because we are playing Assassination as well. So I need to roll a 5 or a 6, and he's dead. Wish me luck. Come on, dice guards, for the Necrons! Right, in the shooting phase, I shot all of these guys here into the Terminators, killed 1 of them. 1 Terminator left with 1 wound. I then shot the Monolith, split fire everywhere, killed 1 of these. You saved your save from the Monolith, didn't you, here? So then I shot the Heavy Destroyers into Richard here, and he saved that as well. So it was down to these warriors, and the warriors just about killed him. Richard had 10 saves to make, and he only rolled 1-1, which was just enough. So the objective is now in the open as we move in to the assault phase. Okay, so I got into assault with the Thunderwolf Cavalry with both my Monolith and my Pariahs, but the Monolith did the business, killed both of them. My Nightbringer tried to assault the Judicar bloke over there, and I failed my assault range. And then over here, my Scarabs lost 1 wound, and I killed 1 guy and got him down to 1 wound. So I am now all set for grind it down this turn. Killed 2 units, Richard killed 1, and I've got behind enemy lines with the Wraith. As we move in to the Space Wolves, turn 4. Right, movement phase. This thing moved all the way over here. We've got these guys eyeing up my warriors. These guys advanced 6 inches with Richard's Devil Dice onto the objective. And then we had some smite going off over here. We got a super smite. Did 3 wounds off the Nightbringer, so he's down to 3 wounds now. And then he did the other power, making these hard to hit, was it? Yeah. And then over there...
It gives them light cover, but I've played with stratagem, which gives them...
hard to hit as well. Yeah. Okay. And then the 2 Blood Claws, who epically failed last turn to kill my Wraith. They're going to have another go. Right, moving into the shooting phase. Right, shooting phase over. I lost a warrior here. I lost a warrior over here. I lost 5 wounds on my Monolith, and my Wraith over the other side of the table there is down to 1 wound. I've also lost 2 wounds on my Heavy Destroyer. Right, let's move in to the assault phase.
So he's going to charge.
Yeah, he's dead. If you can't kill him on 1 wound, I think you should go home.
I think I should go home if I can't.
Right, end of the assault phase. I lost a bunch of warriors here. I did have to do morale tech, which I failed, and re-rolled it because of my dynasty, but I still failed. So we have diminished our warriors quite a bit there, but I did kill 2 marines in return. And then over here, this guy took out my Nightbringer. Richard has something on there which means he fights first, right?
Everything fights last. 1 unit in I can choose to fight last, so I made him fight last.
Right. And then I exploded. I killed 1 of these guys here, killed 3 of my pariah and 1 warrior, and I took 2 wounds off of this guy. And my Wraith over the other side of the table did die as well, so Richard killed 2 units for grind them down. However, my Scarabs did kill that Marine on 1 wound, so I've currently killed 1 unit. As we move in to Necrons, turn 4. Right, movement. I've moved the Scarabs here, the Destroyers and Heavy Destroyers here, hiding from those long fangs. The Priors have moved up here with the Warriors and the Monolith. And then over here I popped the Resurrection Orb off and I got 1 warrior back. We've then proceeded to fall back. Right, let's move on to the shooting. Right, shooting phase over. I targeted the Stormfang with most of my guns here. I got it down to 1 wound. These guys shot at the Stormfangs. No,
yeah,
Blood Claws, that's the one. Killed those, and then over here we are now ready to assault. I'm going to assault the Lich Guards, Pariah at that guy, and the Monolith, and the Warriors at this guy here. Let's do it. Right, ended the turn. In the assault phase, I got in with the Monolith and the Warriors. The Monolith, again, absolutely awesome in close combat, killed that guy, and then the Warriors consolidated onto the objective. We're holding the objective at the moment. Over here, Richard striked first and killed 3 of my pariah. I did 2 wounds in return, this guy on 1 wound. How many units did I kill, actually? I killed... 3, yeah. So I did grind them down. So, that's it then, as we move in to the Space Wolves, turn 5. Right, end of turn 5 for the Space Wolves, which it did take some shots at me, but everything that came through I pretty much saved. I did lose 1 of my pariahs from Smite, the other one I lost in close combat, and then I killed the guy in return in close combat. So that is the end. It's not looking too promising for the Space Wolves as we move in to the final turns. Okay, it's end of the game. We went 6 turns. I managed to kill everything apart from a few guys over there. I've got some more behind enemy lines. I've scored incredibly well, scoring 55 points in total, which had managed to do 1 assassinate for 13 points with painted. So it's definitely a Necron victory on my birthday. I'm happy. Thank you, Richard, for making me happy.
You're welcome. It's always hard with Space Wolves. They don't have the shooting to match back up their combat, which is what the orcs do. They're all round. So
yeah, well,
so
especially with things like my warrior blobs, You couldn't take them out in one go like you can do
Yeah,
like,
when
usually.
you got...
I rolled well. I did roll well.
You got about 30 out up. If I'd had no prisoners, I'd have been laughing the amount of times you got them back up.
Excellent. Well, I hope you enjoyed that battle report. If you want to find out more about my 3rd edition Necron list, there is a playlist for you to have a look at. And if you want to see some of our other 9th edition battle reports, here's another playlist for you to check out.